Live on Instagram. Okay, welcome everybody, and thank you for joining me this afternoon, evening, wherever it is you find yourself. I have a very interesting topic that I want to talk about today. Again, because I've had different people ask me different things, and I've had a lot of people go through stuff, and a few of my friends have called me from Nigeria. Oh, by the way, my name is Tosin, and I am live in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Okay, so a few people keep asking me questions, and I just said, okay, you know what? Let's just come talk about this topic once and for all, and let's deal with it. Okay, so we're going to be talking about converting your visiting visa to a work permit. Is it possible? What are the myths? What are the truths? And what are the possibilities? Okay. So first of all, I would say the answer is yes. A capital letter yes. You can absolutely and definitely convert your visiting visa to a work permit in Canada. However, it is not as simple as it sounds. It's not as easy as, the media makes it. Canada says, oh yeah, you can convert your visiting visa to a work permit, and the answer is yes. So how do we go about that? First things first, you need to understand that your visiting visa is valid part-time for 6 months. Like, even if you had 10 years visiting visa, like multi-visa, like you can come in and out, per stay, you cannot stay more than 6 months. So whatever conversion you want to do, whatever thing you want to do has to be done within that 6 months. Like, everything has to be started and completed within that 6 months, okay? That's first things first. Another thing you need to think about is this 6 months period, where will you be living? Like, who are you going to live with? Where are you going to stay? Do you have somebody who will be able to house you for 6 months? Or if not, can you afford to pay for a house for 6 months? And I hear people say, oh yeah, I'm going to save up money and then I'm going to rent a house, and then I'm not even going to delve into what exchange rate looks like right now. I'm not going there. I'm not touching that one. But I'm saying, okay, even for the fact that you want to, rent a place, right? First of all, you cannot rent a house if you do not have a SIN number. It is social insurance number. And you cannot have a social insurance number if you are not either a citizen, or you have a work permit, or you are a permanent resident. So first of all, you don't have a SIN number, you're at a disadvantage. That leaves you with renting an Airbnb. And the question is, can you afford it? If you stay in an Airbnb, let's even say conservatively, you stay in an Airbnb where you pay maybe like $50 per night. If you multiply that by 7 days a week, and then you go into 4 weeks a month conservatively, because technically speaking, there are 30 days in a month. Okay, so let's say 30 days a month, and then you multiply that by 6 months. Can you afford that? Okay, so where you live, because when you're putting your resume together, you need to be able to put an address on it. You need to be able to put a phone number on it. Everything here is kind of like automated. Your phone bills, your house rent, everything is kind of like tied to your SIN number. They want to be able to say, okay, do you have an account? Where does your money come from? Payment is automated. So if you don't have a SIN, which you cannot get, first of all, is you need to figure out where you're going to be living. And then that brings you okay, do you have somebody you're going to be staying with? Can they house you? Do you understand? So again, then there's that. The most important thing actually is that whatever company is going to be offering you a job, they are the ones that have to apply for this LMIA for you. And LMIA is so the company has to apply for the LMIA for you. And when the company is applying for LMIA for you, one of the questions you want to ask yourself, because those are some of the questions that IRCC is going to be asking the company when they're applying for LMIA. Is your profession, is it impacting the country? How does it impact? Like, say for instance, the current rave is everybody is being, you're a business analyst, or you're a scrum master, or you're a project manager, or The question is, how does that impact the economy? What is different about it? What's so important about it that impacts the economy? That's number one. Number two, is your profession in demand? Okay, so those are some of the assignments that you have to do. Is your profession in demand? Is it hot cake? Is everybody looking for it? Is there shortage of people in that profession, right? And then let's even say, okay, you have this too, you have that sorted out. The company has to have advertised that role. I think, I'm not sure what the minimum period is, but they have to have advertised the role, and they need to be able to show proof that there's no citizen that has applied for it or that qualifies for it. There's no permanent resident that qualifies for it. There's nobody on an existing work permit, open work permit, that qualifies for it before they come to the point of saying, oh, okay, yes, we will give you this LMIA for the person that you're trying to employ. Okay, so when you have all of that covered, you've checked your profession is impacting the industry, your profession is in demand, they want you, and the organization has applied, has advertised that role, and nobody has applied for it, nobody qualifies for it. Of course, maybe definitely people would have applied to it, but maybe nobody qualifies for it, and then they say, oh, okay, there's this person, you know, who is on visiting, but, you know, she's highly qualified or he's highly qualified, and we want her to be the one to take the role. Then they will go apply for the LMIA to the government, and then the government says, it's interesting, the LMIA it comes out pretty fast. 1 week, 2 weeks, 2 months, 3 months, depending on the industry. It actually is a fast process of getting the LMIA after application, but it's finding the organization that will give you the LMIA and that qualifies to give you an LMIA. That is where all of the problem is. So again, don't forget where I started from. First of all, do you have where you're going to be living? Do you have somewhere you're going to live for the period of 6 months that your visa is valid? And one of the things you don't want to do is you don't want to go out of status. You don't want to move from being a legal resident to being an illegal resident. You don't want to do that. So whatever it is you do, you need to know that it has to be done within the space of that 6 months that you have to live in the country, to do everything that you need to do and get on with it, okay? So having said all of that, I mean, figuring out where you're going to stay, the question, again, that sometimes I get is, so what professions are impacting the industry, in the country? What are the professions that are highly sought after? Right now, I'm going to just talk about 2, and I'm just going to mention them. It's agriculture. Because you know that, I mean, Canada, we have a lot of snow, we have a lot of winter. So food is very important to us. I must stop now. So food is very important. If you are in the agricultural industry, or, you know, there's something that you can make happen in the agricultural world, then I'm not saying you have all the chances, but you have a higher chance. And then the second one will be healthcare. I mean, we need doctors, we need nurses, we need nannies, we need people to work in the homes. There's a shortage, you know, everywhere. So, again, back to the fact that you already have your credentials, you already have your skills, you already have your experience, you have a killer resume. I'm not even going to really touch on all of that. I'm just talking about, you know, the main things that you need to be able to convert. Is you already have your killer resume, you have all of that sorted out. Probably before you left your home country, like put it in plan, put things in place that you want to do, set up your resume, have somebody take a look at it for you, check it, put your address on it. If it's possible for you to get a phone number, put a phone number on it, start pushing out your resumes. And these companies, they will ask you, do you need sponsorship? Your answer, you don't have a choice. You have to be truthful. So again, to say that, they need to be able to prove that they've advertised this role and nobody in the country that has legal permits to work qualifies for that role before they come to you. So don't just pack up your things and say, oh, yeah, Canada says I'm going to be able to turn my visiting visa into a work permit. Do your due diligence. Do you understand? Find out, okay, this industry where I have my experience in, this industry where I have my expertise in, what is currently going on there? Will I be able to do that? Is there shortage of people? Is it impacting the country? Do your due diligence, do your homework, know exactly what it is that you're up against. You're going to be here 6 months. You need to pay your rent somehow, or you need to stay with somebody. You need to feed yourself. Depending on what season you come in, you might need to buy clothes. If it's winter, you need jackets, you need boots. All of those things cost money, right? You need a phone line. It costs money. Yes, we do have prepaid, but it's very limiting. So you want to be in that space where you can handle all of your expenses to a cost. Don't feel like, oh yeah, I have my aunt, she'll take care of me. Families do take care of people, but you need to know that you can take care of yourself. You need to know that at the end of the day, if you don't have anybody to have your back, you can sustain yourself within that 6 months. And please, and please, whatever it is you do, do not go out of status. Whatever you do, do not. If you have a multi-entry visa and you can afford it, you can come in and go back and come in, but do not go out of status. Trust me, it's a very terrible place to be. You don't even want to be there. Okay, I think I will be rounding up right now. If you have any questions, please don't forget to shoot us a message, shoot us a DM. I will respond to it, and on subsequent episodes, we will attend to whatever questions that we have going forward. Okay. Next week, we're going to be bringing you another very interesting topic. I will not disclose what it is, but yeah, I have a very hot topic that we're going to be talking about next week. It's actually in the healthcare system, so that should give you something to think about. Okay, bye for now. See you later.